Gotta go turn off this copyright shite. What's up, crew? Welcome to another video. My name is John Connie, aka Big Man Syndrome, and today we're installing this 9-inch screen head unit which features CarPlay. I have really low hopes for it, but hopes nonetheless. And this one in particular interested me because it is legitimately a custom screen unit that fits in the top section of the Evo Dash, and I believe that would be the 7, 8, or 9. I really didn't want to get single DIN. I also wasn't really interested in a retrofitted double DIN, you know, where you have another custom piece like this, but then the unit itself sits kind of weird inside of it. And because this takes up the entire section of that upper area from the dash, it does come with relocation section for the AC controllers. So this does look like it is an all-in-one kit, and looking at some of the different wires, it might even be a plug-and-play. My low hopes really come from the fact that it's an off-brand. It's not some name brand like Pioneer, Sony, what have you. Like Sony, I think, just came out with a full screen display double DIN that is really good with CarPlay. And the horror stories do remain out in the internet where someone installs something that says CarPlay on it and then it's just the most annoying setup possible. So let's hope that this one does not fall into that boat, but let's find out. Alright, so needed to check myself to make sure that I can be seen. Get this out of the way. Might not even need this anymore. This is a really awesome phone mount, actually. Brand ESR. It's on Amazon as well. I'll leave a link down below. But it's got this extra support, which a lot of vent supported phone mounts don't usually work because they get all floppy. But because of that support, it keeps it from flopping around. It's MagSafe, so that you can just pop it on, pop it off. And if you don't have a display that does Apple CarPlay, which is what we're hoping to get in here, this is a great alternative. This isn't really a bad head unit. It's a Sony. It's just a little bit dated. It just feels like might actually be operating like it's a little bit dated. Like I haven't been able to automatically connect to it super easily. Plus, like I said, I just wanted to modernize a little bit and have a screen. And to be completely honest, I want to maximize the size of the screen. But at the same time, if what I got doesn't work, I have a plan B, which brings me down to here. I'm gonna have to move these no matter what. If that big screen does work, the AC controls will come down here. My turbo timer is gonna come up here to the clock. I've seen it there before and it looks awesome, and I don't need a clock. And then these gauges, if the screen works, I've already got an A-pillar pod that has 3 spots, and I'll be ordering a can OBD gauge so that I can check codes, which I'll have a story about that in a minute, I guess. Maybe we'll talk about it. And if it doesn't work, the plan B is I've seen this really cool deck. It was featured on another YouTuber's channel. I'll leave the @ right here. It's definitely the cleanest one I've seen as far as a single DIN is concerned. And I do like the idea of having a single DIN down here and then the 3 gauges right here instead. While this seems like the most logical spot to see data, this is a much cleaner spot. Plus I won't have to rerun any wires because everything's already probably to length to fit in this area. But if the big screen works, I'm running with it for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this thing off, which, you know, because this is a gaping hole down here, I get a head start. I don't have to use any tools for that. Oh, and then I forgot. I kind of gotta pull these bad boys off. I got my screwdriver close by already because I've done this recently. And I'm actually gonna do this halfway first. What I'm really hoping is that the kit that I have, I said has, it looks like a factory connector. I'm hoping that means I don't have to cut any of the wires that are already in here. I might be able to just unhook the factory one and then plug this in and test it right away. It might be one of the easiest installs that I've done in a long time. And look at me, I'm being reverse lazy right now. Instead of getting out of the car to get my drill, I'm using a screwdriver. But really, I'm just being more lazy because I'd rather do this than get out of the car again. I think the connector that I saw matches with this one. Maybe. All right, so luckily my workbench is right here and I've got my situation. Oh, but can I reach the wires? No, I can't. Here at Prjct.Garage, we believe in being super lazy. Just kidding. Oh, nope, that's definitely not it. This is a Ziploc bag, and I decided to tear it from the bottom. That's an interesting plug. It's definitely not that one. Are we jumping something else? Oh God. So, got some interesting wiring in here to the 2 gauges that are down here. Loose wires. Oh, you know what? Previous owner said he had some sort of tracking system on here. So it looks like I am gonna have to splice wires, which means this video is already longer than I want it to be. And what's good is nothing. Nothing is good, actually. Okay, well, and this is my remote that I'm gonna have to rewire. Look at that professional job that I did. Hope this works, man. If this doesn't work and I'm gonna do all this splicing, I mean, I want to redo this anyways, because that whoever did this probably did it in like early 2000s. Well, I mean, it is an 06, so. All right, so I think I'm gonna throw the GoPro on for this part. Hopefully it's charged. And I'm just gonna quickly get through splicing these to this kit here. I'm gonna be careful to leave enough room just in case this doesn't go correctly and then I have to rewire the Sony one back on. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this done. A little time-lapse action of some wiring, and then we'll get to it.
Oh, now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I get let up. They get not tired of me never. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas. Yeah. They getting nervous, I seen it. What I seen, you wouldn't believe it. They say they want it, I need it. Damn, I'm going dumb like I dropped out of class. Get in my lane and I'm going right past. I turn it up, watch me go to the max. You ain't it first and you know that you last. I thought I told them I'm coming right back. I got a flows like it came from the tap and I came from my city, that's right on my back. Back and I'm better than ever. I think I got a vendetta. Oh,
test number 1.
All of those times getting severed. I told them all I get let up. They get not tired of me never. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas.
Turned on real
Back and I'm better
fast.
than ever. I think I got a vendetta.
Sure.
Oh, now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I get let up. They get not tired of me never. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas.
Carplay. On the front of the book it says Android car media player. Oh, starting to feel like a not so much. If you don't mind me saying. I don't mind saying myself. My phone is showing, that's good. These off-brand shits, man. Oh my god, this might be confirmation. Oh, look at that, dude. I got Google Maps and an Evo 9. What's up? Camera died, so I don't know how long I was talking for before I realized it was dead, but I'm finishing up this stuff, and it turns out the amp continuous is on this separate bundle, and I'm not sure what the antenna, auto antenna, I read is for if you have a retractable antenna, and I don't have one of those. It says it doesn't hurt to wire it, but I'm gonna go ahead and just ignore it. But this is my remote wire. Be real careful with this inside of the car. Burn myself before I burn the seats or the steering wheel or anything. Call that a win. The REM wire on this side is a little tiny baby. The thinnest REM wire I've ever seen in my life. Uh-oh. I went too soon. I don't typically burn my my heat sinks, but I'm on a bit of a tight space right here. All right, that's remote. And then my RCA bit tucked in there, subwoofer. That's interesting. I'm just gonna use my audio out. Okay, everything else I was gonna pre-wire, but at this point I think I might end up having to pull it out anyways, because it looks like I need to set up a power and negative for that camera, and I think I'm gonna fuse that separately. All right, the other thing I gotta do is get these OEM clips off without breaking them. It was harder than I was gonna. Here's one. 3. All right, before I pop this in, let me get this AC situated. Hopefully there's nothing to fabricate for this. Feels a little tight. Maybe I should have confirmed it totally. This whole time is these guys. Okay, I guess if I cut those off, it should just fit. That was easy. So got those two guys in. I really should not be putting so much stuff on my suede. Forcing stuff into place. That's what we do at Prjct.Garage. All right, so when I was recording this video, for some reason I lost sight of a plan of how I was going to present this content. And between this point and the next point, doesn't really make a ton of sense. I think I was still planning to do one more thing that would be presented on the video. That, or it's sitting in either sitting in a hard drive and I haven't transferred it, or I deleted it accidentally and I had no idea that it existed. But here I finished putting in the AC piece of the install, and it didn't really fit too well. Right now it's kind of in there temporarily. I need to take it out and fabricate some stuff because there's a couple of posts inside of there that block it from sitting in there nicely. So it's kind of tight. If I was to unscrew it, it would just like blast out. And then the walls that sort of surround that piece that's in there don't allow me to fully change how my AC works. So I can go full blast AC blowing, but I have no access to blowing out of the normal vents or the feet vents. So I kind of have to rely on cooling the car from the defroster area, which does not work. It's super hot in that thing. I just kind of lived with how I installed it, which it looks great, sounds great, and I have a little bit of a review that I'm going to go over next. But there was one more thing that I did that I thought I was going to include in the intro video introducing Prjct.Mixtape, and I ended up not using it, but it's kind of awesome what I... awesome, maybe also cringy, gimmicky, pimp my righty.
So you want to be a player, but your wheels ain't flying. You got to hit us up to get a pimped out ride.
This is, what happened? I heard you like Mario Kart, so we put Mario Kart in your mind. All right, so jokes aside, here's a quick overview and review of this particular unit. And I'm gonna do a separate video. If you have an Evo 7, 8, or 9, and you wanna have something that's a little bit more modern as far as entertainment system, infotainment system, and you want access to Carplay or Android Play. I haven't tested Android. I probably should have had Justin set up his phone just to see if it connected any faster or had a similar connection. But at least from my perspective, I've only done Carplay once before, and that was with a car with it built in, and it was seamless. It was awesome. I think that's really hard to achieve with aftermarket no matter what you get, especially if you go with something that has a bigger screen than has all these bells and whistles. It's like it does get a little slow. Today I had to reset it in order for it to actually connect well, and sometimes it has these like quirky issues. I think there's some other installation pieces that I still need to finish in order to make it work perfectly. Every time I turn on the car, maybe a little bit of a delay, but at some point fairly quickly after turning the car on, it'll connect to Carplay and immediately show my screen. I have access to my YouTube Music, I have Google Maps, which I've used many times, and then I have a bunch of other apps that I can use if I want to, but those are the two primaries. And then it has different views of how you can see that media. You can have your map, YouTube Music, and I think the last thing is a clock, all in view. So that's pretty badass for something like a 2006 car. The hard part of this, which I'll cover in a DIY or don't, as well as the full review video, is just it was a little bit complicated to do. So if you're not savvy and you're not sort of like patient with this type of install, you're probably going to break something and not be able to replace it. Moving the AC, I didn't look at any videos, which I think that's what I'm going to do next, is take a look at some other install videos to see if there's some things that I missed or maybe some tricks that I can use to make it fit better. I also need to finish some of the other pieces of the install, which just includes getting the backup camera set up, and there's like an antenna piece that needs to go somewhere. I think it's supposed to improve the connection to the phone, and a couple other little pieces here and there. If you've got an Evo 7, 8, or 9 and you're looking for something like this, this is a really awesome option. It's not a double DIN. It's a completely custom-ish, OEM-ish piece that fits in nicely on the top end. The AC relocation panel is a little bit off. I could probably cut it down a little bit, but for the most part it fit nice, and even Justin sat down and I had to point out that it didn't fit perfectly. So it's not super obvious that it's not a perfect fit, but what is aftermarket? My carbon fiber fenders aren't even a perfect fit, and that's annoying. So if you're looking for this option, link is down below. Super cheap option, easy way to get your car kind of modernized and with a giant screen. This is a 9-inch display, which I believe is bigger than a double DIN. With that said, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, consider joining the crew. I'm going to be releasing a lot more videos, and Justin is kind of queued up to start making a lot more videos as well. I'm actually going down there in October. We're going to go to FD Irwindale, and then we're also going to set up his garage to hopefully start prepping for paint on Project Reanimate. So that'll be awesome. That thing's been sitting for way too long. He's finally got a reason to get into the garage and hopefully start making some content with me. And then, it's off to the races. I've got a bunch of different series that I'd like to do, some professional looking series, and then I'll kind of stick into this type of vlog format. So lots of really good reasons to join the crew. And if you're not new, you know what to do. Hit that like button, leave a comment, share this video. Those are the ways that help grow the crew. And go spend some money on that money pit.
Yeah, I think I got a vendetta. Oh, now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I get let up. They get on top of me never. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas. Yeah. They getting nervous, I seen it. Yeah.